Hello and welcome to another week's weekly reading vlog. So I'm hoping this week goes really well. This is a full week of the Mixtape Readathon and I haven't finished a book yet for that, so I really need to pull myself together. It's Monday night, I should say. I'm gonna go and get in bed and I'm gonna finish Confess by Colleen Hoover. This is my winter fuel book and it's definitely keeping me warm, as it suggests. Today is also the start of the Chloe's Crime Scene Corner read, which is The Phantom Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy by Elizabeth Kendall. I've got 30 pages to read of this tonight. I think I'm going to start with Confess and then go into this one because I just really want to finish this book. So that's what I'm going to do first. Then I'm going to read Confess and then I don't know where I've put them, but I have a lot of journaling to do as well. So hopefully a little fun-filled night of just relaxing. But first job is pajamas, cup of tea, and then I will do these. I have already edited 2 videos tonight. We're supposed to film another today, but just haven't had the time. I've left it till next weekend, trying to get on top of my YouTube content for before I go away. I've packed my first few things tonight, which is exciting. It's books, but I know what books I'm taking, so I've packed those. But yeah, trying to feel really on top of things. I'm not quite. Hello. I've done it again, haven't I? Three weeks on the trot, this is. It is now Thursday and I have some updates for you. There's some sort of vehicle right outside my window. Great timing. There's just not been a good time to film. That time is now. I've done a lot of things. So Tuesday was just a work in the office. I got home, I was tired, I just wanted to watch TV and go to bed. But yesterday was actually really nice. I worked from the office so that I was closer, and then I went to meet Marlene for dinner, and it's just such a treat. So anyone who's not part of like the Patreon and reading sprints and stuff, Marlene is from the Netherlands and came over here on holiday and used one of those evenings to have dinner with me, and I'm just so touched. We had a lovely time. We went to TGI Fridays, so I got the slight hit of trying to pretend to be American that I needed, and yeah, it was just so lovely to meet her. We did not take a selfie together, which anyone who's met me in person knows I am dreadful for. I always forget. So yeah, it was really nice and I had such a good time. Books that I've been reading. I did finish Confess on Monday like I planned to, and I actually ended up giving this book 5 stars. So this was so unexpected and it was like 4-star energy the whole way through. But I said if it gave me the emotional hit that it gave me in the first couple of pages, in the last couple of pages, then it was going to be 5-star. And I was full on like sobbing, choking, like I can't breathe on tears. So it was just fantastic. The actual premise of the book, it's a bit everywhere, but I really cared about the relationships between people. I cared about the struggles that they were going through. They felt really real. Colleen Hoover isn't for everyone, and I will respect that. But I did really enjoy this book and I'm so glad I picked up another Colleen Hoover. It should be what I do every time I'm in like a 3-star slump. I need to grab a Colleen Hoover, but yeah, this was really good. I loved it. Then I've started reading 2 books and I'm hoping to finish at least one of them today. The first one is Betrayed by PC and Kristen Cast. So this is book 2 in the House of Night series. I really wanted to read this a couple months ago and I just kept putting it off. And then since Scribd has become Everand, or however it's worked, this actually became available as an audiobook. So I've been listening to the audiobook. I'm in chapter 23, which is page 268, so not much more to go. Definitely going to finish this one off today, unless I get sucked into a Netflix hole as I work. I normally have my iPad next to me while I work playing stuff on Netflix, and obviously not when I need to concentrate. So if I can put that off and just finish this first, that could be a good plan. But yeah, it's not on my TBR. I just saw that it was on there and thought, right, this is a good way to get through something that I've been putting off. And then I've also been reading The Phantom Prince by Elizabeth Kendall. I'm really struggling to read this quickly, but I am enjoying it. Well, enjoying it's weird because it is about her life with Ted Bundy. I'm on page 100. I've been reading it for 4 nights now, so you know, really taking my time. No, 3 nights, give myself some credit. So I have 3 more nights to read. I don't know when I'm going to get to this. I'm hoping tomorrow I can just finish it, because tonight I actually have the Water Parks concert. I'm really excited. I say that this is what I currently look like, and that's because I'm going to have a shower at lunchtime and get myself ready, and then I'm leaving here about 4 p.m. to get in the queue. I'm pretty sure doors open at 7:30. So I'm gonna be there a while. The book of choice for the queue is gonna be Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. And I still haven't quite got over, like I've got over the fact that going to a concert alone isn't awkward, but standing in the queue like this feels potentially awkward. So I don't know, hopefully no one judges me. Do you know what? Do I care if people judge me? I put my whole life on the internet looking like this. Do I care if people judge me? I don't know. I don't think I do, but I think I do. I think I do in the moment. That is what is happening tonight. And let me grab the stuff from Marlene. So ignore any kitchen mess that you can see. So first up, these aren't really Christmas, but I think I'm gonna save them for my trip. I'm not gonna embarrass myself and try and pronounce this. Marlene obviously did pronounce it. So they look like biscuity snacks. I think they sound really good, but I don't. Do I want to open them? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to try and save them at least for like the plain. They could be like a nice crunchy snack. And then the cutest thing. So she didn't have any wrapping paper because clearly she's not at home. So we have an inside out Blackwell's bag with Christmas doodles on it. Like she's done some Christmas doodles. Is this focusing? Here we go. She's done some Christmas doodles on the bag so that it's Christmassy, and I just think that's so cute. So this is going on my stack of gifts to open before I leave for the States. This is so sweet, so sweet. I really appreciate her. So yeah, I had a lovely time with Marlene. Now I need to get some work done before I can fix this. And then concert tonight. And it hasn't been too long. It is now about 11:30, but I finished this maybe half an hour ago. I finished Betrayed by PC and Kristen Gast, and I've given this 3.5 stars. I kind of like this. Very old school vampire feel, like very early 2000s. When was it written? 2007. Very 2007 feel vibes. I did still find it enjoyable. There are many things in this book that would not be written the way they are if it was published again today, but I kind of read that with a 2007 filter on, so I don't think if it was published today it would get this high of a rating, but it's just easygoing vampire fun. We're following Zoe Redbird, who has been marked, and she has been given special gifts from the goddess Nyx. She's gone to the House of Night School, and Neferet, which I always never know how to pronounce, so I hope that's right, is her high priestess and like, what's the word? Like a tutor, but a bit fancier than that, mentor. So I can't tell you about this one because it's book number 2, but the story is very obvious, and I remember the heartbreak that I experienced the first time I read this book, and I think it's only because I remembered it that I didn't feel it this time. But 3.5 stars, still a very good rating, and I will obviously be continuing with the series. I think I have 1 through 10 on my shelves now, so we'll definitely be carrying on. But yeah, I had a fun time listening. I will say the audiobook is narrated by the same person that did Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young and that series, and I don't have a good relationship with the last 2 books in that series. I mean, wait, what 2 books? Because they don't exist, because I've completely destroyed them from my memory. But it did mean that some of the voices were a little bit annoying that she was doing for different characters. Some of the voices she does just don't really sit quite right with me, and they seem a little bit silly, but hey ho. Had a nice fun time going through this, and I'm interested for the rest of the romances to develop. Romances, yes, to develop in the next books. So glad I picked it up again. I'm having a little bit of a tidy up around the flat. It's kind of working. This area looks awful, but that's because it's going to be the Christmas table, so it's building. But yeah, lots of things need doing, so I need to crack on. Okay, it is Friday. It is 12 o'clock exactly, I just checked. I'm working from home. I'm feeling a little bit tired after yesterday. I got back at about 12:30 last night from the concert. All went crazy. I left here at about 3:45 to walk to the train station. I got to the train station for 4 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock I gave up waiting for a train because that's loud, because they weren't turning up. So at 6 I walked home, well, ran home, got in the car, drove myself to Birmingham, got into the concert. It was really good, but yeah, I'm exhausted. Parcel Force just dropped this off, and I originally had no idea what it is. Now I think I might know. I think it might be tandem related, and they've just not emailed, but really it could be anything. This is just glued, there's no rippy piece. Yeah, I was right. Okay. So I used to get this all the time as a kid, and I used to have it every year for Christmas, and it was part of like the Christmas joy. So when it was offered as a tandem event, I picked it up, and it is the 2024 Ripley's Believe It or Not. God knows why, but I just used to get this every year, so I thought I'd have to get it. But I don't even know what's in this anymore. Like, what is it even about anymore? I will try and get some more information on what I'm supposed to do with this because this is just crazy. I used to get it all the time, and now I have it because of BookTube, which is mad to me. But yeah, I'm gonna have a really fun time reading this, I think, because definitely gonna get read. Just, this is so cool. This is so cool. Thank you, Tandem. Hello, hello. We are now after work on Friday, and I'm keeping these glasses on because I've been getting really, really bad headaches. I know it's just because I've had a few manic days, but I'm thinking the exact right prescription is only in these glasses, so I'm just gonna need a change up of my face. You didn't need that explanation. I have finished a book, finally. I finished The Phantom Prince by Elizabeth Kendall, and I've rated this 4.5 stars. I don't normally rate non-fiction unless I have, particularly memoirs, unless I have really strong feelings about it. So I've given this one 4.5. It's very short. It's only 210 pages long, but it has taken me all week to read it. I don't know if that's down to the writing style or just how dense this topic actually is, because clearly it's quite troubling. So I think the majority of my problems have to be down to like how disturbing this is to actually read. But for any true crime fans out there, if you haven't read this book yet, I highly recommend it. I genuinely, reading this, was like, oh my god, what would I do if my boyfriend was Ted Bundy? Because I feel like from what was written, Liz did nearly everything you would probably think to do in that situation. If you didn't believe he could do it, but something in your gut was like, but what if? I feel like she did everything she could. And then Molly's afterward in this, oh my god, my mouth dropped open several times. I just really recommend this. I think it was fantastic. I'm so glad that Liz and Molly decided to share their story. They've updated it because of the film with Zac Efron, and I just think it was absolutely fun. At least I think it was because of that movie. Was there another movie before that? Oh yeah, 2020 and 2021. So because of the Zac Efron movie, I believe. It was fantastic. So would highly recommend. Then I thought I should probably tell you, I started reading Rules for Vanishing last night. I'm not sure if I told you this or not, but stood on the train platform answering people's questions who didn't know where they were going. I got to page 46, so not too far. This was supposed to be the book I read on the train and then waiting outside the concert venue. Clearly that didn't happen with all my travel chaos, so that one is currently ongoing. It is now, is it the 24th or the 25th? It's the 24th of November. So ignoring today, I have 6 full days left of this month. And let me just show you the dilemma I'm having. This is my remaining TBR this month. So clearly this isn't gonna happen, but we need to make a plan. We really do. So it's still the Mixtape Readathon. So my TBR left for that is Rules for Vanishing, which I'm currently reading, and these 3. Let's get my bingo board and see what we can cross off and see what we need to do. Okay, so I haven't got my pen. The only one I've ticked off so far is Winter Fuel, which was to read Confess by Colleen Hoover. And then Rules for Vanishing is Lost in the Forest up here. That is to read a book with creepy trees on the cover. So to get a bingo, all I need to do is Cobwebs, which is to do an activity that clears the cobwebs for you. I originally said I was going to sort through some clothes, but what I'm actually going to do is catch up on some journaling that has been ongoing since March and May of this year. And I'm going to do that tonight. So I'm counting that one as done. I've also hit a song in the trees, so I could also do Inclement Weather, which is to read Bridgerton number 3. So we've got somewhere. Plan is this one, then this one. Then unfortunately we will be counting the rest of the Mixtape Readathon TBR as a no-go. I'm going to completely put this one back on my shelves because it was kind of a last minute pick anyway. This one is going to stay on the TBR shelves in case I can get it read before I go to America, just in case Netflix randomly drops season 4. Then this is where we get difficult. Hyde was a completely random pick, but it is short. So this one is going to stay in this corner, but it's just going to be put not on the November TBR, just the when I'm done TBR. Then we get some problems because Midnight Sun is a whopper. So I'm going to say for now, I'm going to let the team down and I'm not going to reread this one. It's part of the Twilight along, and I know that people got a lot more disinterested with that as it was happening, so the hype isn't really there anymore, and I would be reading this just to like tick a box. If people start reading it and putting their thoughts, I will pick it back up in the new year, but for now this is going to go back on my shelves. And that leaves Michael's TBR pick and Emily's TBR pick. So the plan in the next 6 reading days, because I won't read much tonight, I could try and read like 100 pages, but I'm not going to guarantee it. So my plan for the next 6 reading days is Rules for Vanishing, Bridgerton number 3, Murder in the Family, and then the 10,000 Doors of January. So 4 books in 6 days. Can we do it with 2 of those being the weekend? And I'm sure I have reading sprints next Tuesday. I'm going to say we can do this. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on myself to get this done. This was a very long, rambly update, but that is my plan. I have no plans this weekend apart from my car is going for an MOT tomorrow morning. That is literally it. I will be in the flat the rest of the time and reading. I don't want to do anything. I'm not interested in doing anything. I've had some busy days and I just want to sit on my arse and read. So that is what I'm going to do. Thank you for tuning in for this very long update. It is very late. When I say very late, it's like 10:30 on Saturday. And I feel like I haven't really done that much today, which was the plan. But I took my car for an MOT at like 9:30 and it passed, thank God. So that was like my first chunk of money gone for the day. Then I went to do my weekly shop and I bought like a few cleaning bits that I'd been putting off. So that was another 50. And then as I was leaving, I was like, I don't have any dollars yet for my trip. So the money I've spent today is ridiculous and painful, and payday isn't until next week. But I was like, if I do it now, I will appreciate payday more and know that it's not all disappearing. There was some logic in this brain. But that meant I got home about 12 o'clock today with a sizable dent in my wallet and not in my to-do list. So, I mean, I did food shopping and MOT, which, you know, got some things crossed off. If you are not from the UK, I don't even know if it's UK everywhere or is it England? I don't know the rules, but I know that Americans, especially, well, where coal is, they don't have it. But an MOT is like a government approved test that your car is fine. So we have to do that annually. So I did that today. Got back, started reading, did some filming, and then finished my book, which was Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. And did I set, what rating did I settle on? I feel like I changed my rating like 5 times and now I don't know. Okay, I was right. I settled on a 3-star rating for this, which probably seems a little bit harsh. Does it? No, it probably does seem a little bit harsh. This is a really interesting concept. So this is about a game where Lucy Gallows went missing in the 18-something? A long time ago. And Becca is our main character's older sister. A year ago, Becca went to play the game to find Lucy Gallows and she went missing. So this year, Sarah, who is our main character, and her friends put on a little effort on the day, like the anniversary, to play the game and try and find Becca. The actual concept was really cool and the mixed media elements of this were really cool. So it was technically written statements, which was the normal narrative, but then there were police interviews and text conversations and video transcripts and stuff like that. So that was really interesting. But unfortunately, I really struggled to visualize quite a lot of this. So I'm still, like I've talked about it a few times, but I'm on the border. I can't decide. This, it might sound stupid to people who can clearly do it. I can't decide if I have aphantasia or not. Like, I don't know if I can picture things in my brain. Like, if you say right now, visualize an apple, I don't think I can see an apple, which sounds so dumb. But it means that in reading things like this, sometimes I'll see like one sort of picture of, or like be able to imagine one sort of picture, but I can't see it. And then I kind of get stuck there, and when the characters are moving about different places, if it's not fully described, I get really lost in my own head. And I found myself lost in my own head many times through this book, which meant for like enjoyment reasons, I kind of had to stick at about a 3-star. I'm sure there were lots of things that I missed, but just little bits and bobs where I was like, wait, where are they? What's happened? Who are we talking to? Like, I just got very lost. So 3 stars for this one, but it is done, it is read. And this was the Something in the Trees, a song, no, not a Song in the Trees, because that's the music one. This was my Lost in the Forest prompt, which is basically what happens, they get lost in the forest. So that one is smashed. Technically, I don't quite have a bingo yet, which I've been working at this for a while, so I should do. I think like cobwebs I said I was going to do by packing or sorting out clothes or something. I think I might have mentioned this. I did start going through one of my old journals last night, and there's a lot more that I want to do tomorrow, so I'm going to do a bit more journaling, and however much I get done is a cobweb clearing activity for me, so that one will be one. And inclement weather is Bridgerton number 3. Yes, I have had this conversation. I don't really want to start Bridgerton number 3 right now. I'm actually, well, I'm really tired for one, so I'm going to go to bed. I don't know if I'm going to sleep yet, but I am going to start, I've put the cover somewhere else, but this is Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Valente, or Valent. This is a less than 100 pages, 103 page book. And I am thinking of just reading a little bit of this in bed and hopefully finishing it off first thing tomorrow. I am very far behind my Goodreads goal now. I think I'm still 3 books, and that will update to 4 in the morning. So if I've got any chance of hitting my reading goal, I need to read like 20 books next month, which is kind of scary. So I'm going to try and read this and this tomorrow. It's doable because this is, I say only, this is 358 pages, so 458 pages. I've easily done that in a day before. I have no plans tomorrow apart from reading and filming, so if I get myself out of bed early enough, get reading, stay off my phone. I have now deleted TikTok. I keep thinking about and watching videos about how bad TikTok actually is for like your attention span, and that's cool. I have really been noticing it. My attention span is just completely non-existent anymore, and I think a lot of that I need to blame myself and not TikTok, but I think TikTok is having an impact on me, so I've decided to delete it, get away from that platform. And yeah, because I was finding like I couldn't watch people's YouTube videos because they went on for too long, because I'm used to like a 3-minute TikTok at max. So getting myself out of it. We will see how long. I've deleted TikTok once in the past and it came back, so we'll see if I can hold strong. I'm sure you'll have an update on that, but I've been talking for 7 minutes, so I'm gonna go read some of this. I don't know what I think I look like to be presenting on the internet, but it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday, so I am allowed to look like this. Not that I'm not at any other time, but particularly at 10 o'clock on a Sunday. I just finished Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Valente, or Valent, still not sure. I've gone for 3 stars. So this is a tiny 100-page novella. It's branded as a horror, and I don't think I agree with that. Like, it's not, I guess what other category would you put it in? But like, I don't know. I wouldn't bother reading this because it's 100 pages, so that is everything. I really thought I knew where it was going, but it ended up taking a very confusing turn. That I was like, you've kind of lost me. So I think it could have been 4 stars if it didn't take the turn it did. But then when they explained what was happening, I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I'm really grateful for this book. I did still have the gift note in it, so thank you to Amy for Christmas years ago for gifting me this book. I finally got around to it. I will be keeping the gift note in my journal as a, you know, remember of the thank you. Remember of the thank you. That doesn't even make sense. As I said, it's early on Sunday morning. But yeah, I wish I would have liked this one a little bit more. I know people absolutely love it, just sadly didn't quite knock my socks off. I think if you were going into it thinking it was some sort of like contemporary literary fiction kind of deal, then it would shock you. But yeah, it just wasn't, I don't know. I don't know. I still don't know that I get on with novellas. I think that's the problem. So I'm really grateful for Amy. I'm really glad I could give this a go, but sadly it's not one that's going to remain in my forever collection of books. Speaking of, I've now got a big listing to do on Vinted I'm going to put up. And then I think I'm going to read another short book. So I know I said I wanted to read An Offer from a Gentleman. I'm thinking, do I start that or do I read one of these? I'm not sure, because I don't want to start another book just to get stuck in a short book and then not actually get around to reading this, if that makes sense. So maybe I will start reading this one and then move on to one of these. I'm torn. I'm thinking The Dragon's Bride would be quick. The shortest one here is Out Behind the Barn. So I think I'm going to do Out Behind the Barn. I think that's going to be my next pick. These books are just kind of sitting around for when I need a quick read. And I'm now like 3 books behind on my Goodreads goal. So I don't think I'm going to catch up by the end of the day, but I can definitely try. Yeah, maybe Out Behind the Barn. This is 100 pages. So this is actually shorter than Comfort Me with Apples. And the note, yes, I am right. It was a gift from Liam last Christmas. So it'd be nice to get through some of these older gifts. I kind of need to do some editing today as well. So maybe I'll start with Vinted, do some editing, and then go into Bridgerton and then go into this. Not that you needed all this information, but that is, I think I've explained my plans. Hello, it is time to wrap up number 164. Saying that, we're several days late. I seem to just forget to wrap up vlogs. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it in the morning, We get to Tuesday, I haven't done it yet. So here we are. I actually didn't do much reading at all on Sunday. I focused on editing videos and doing some journaling and just wasn't really in the mood to read. I did read about 40 pages of An Offer from a Gentleman, but really nothing crazy, and I just chilled out. So I hope the chilling out is acceptable. I'm sure you'll say it is, but yeah, I just was a bit burnt out, and I think I'm getting closer and closer to my trip away, and I'm just like on edge a little bit and not really like loving everything I'm reading. I just kind of want to be on holiday. So yeah, I think that's what's going on with me. I'm gonna stop rambling because I need to start the next vlog. So if you got to this point, please leave me a flower emoji for the offering of the flower between these two characters. So any flower emoji will let me know that you got this far in the vlog. I, as always, really appreciate you guys being here. You make my day every week by watching my vlogs, and yeah, it just means an awful lot to me. So thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed what content there was, and I will see you next week. Bye.